I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey guys, welcome. It's Little America, and we're getting into episode 3, The Cowboy. I'm your host, Montgomery, and I'm joined by my illustrious panel. Honey, when you have one woman this fabulous, you don't need a full panel. Okay? This is Miss Kittie Kaboom.
Yeah!
She is a host and a voiceover actress, and we're so excited to have you here.
Thank you, baby.
So good to see you.
So good to be here.
So let's get right into EKG's story. I've been calling him, the name of the episode is The Cowboy. I've been calling him the Nigerian Cowboy.
I thought it was that as well. It kind of makes sense that they would say that, but they're like, no, just get into the fact that he's a cowboy.
The cowboy, right? So what we do learn that he's from Nigeria. From a little bit of background, his father has passed away, so his brother is running the business, the family business. And like many immigrants, he's been sent to America to just kind of make a better life, you know, for the family to look up to him. They sacrificed a lot. So the introduction we get into his family is he puts a cassette in the recorder, which I love.
I love that too.
I love, because I think there's a certain generation that was like,
that would definitely be
what
like, what is happening right now? What is that?
What is that machine
apparatus?
And what is happening?
And then there'll be a group of people like ourselves that remember very well taking a pencil and having a, you know what I'm saying? When
it busted, he had to take it out.
And you saw it, he was just like, what is this?
I was like, I know that move.
I love that you read into it enough having, and let me just say this, the fact that they didn't have the subtitles there to kind of let you know exactly what was being said, you had to rely on the acting and the inflection and the everything that went along with it.
Can I tell you that?
Yeah,
I put the subtitles on there.
You know what?
I did.
I'm done with you.
I put the
I
subtitles.
was about to give you props, girl. I'm like, dang, she's insightful.
I put the subtitles on. I like that when he is listening to the tapes of the family, they have the actual family come in the house.
I thought that was adorable.
That was such a good touch. They have his brother chasing the goat around.
Right. That was so cute. And the baby girl jumping up and down on the bed.
I was like, oh, I think it immediately draws us into his family.
Definitely.
I feel like I knew his family. I loved his mom. I was really excited about the brother and, you know, everybody in the community and everybody's so excited for him.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
There was kind of a frenzy that was built up at that very first scene when he put the tape in. And you gotta love the fact that he has this enthusiasm that's almost... And I hate to say this because, you know, the cool kids, that's who everybody wants to be, right? They want to be down with the cool kids. And if you're just like too happy, then you're a goofball. I like being a goofball personally.
Agreed.
And I'm the coolest chick you'll ever meet.
Agreed.
The coolest goofball.
Up here.
Thank you very much.
Agree.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's a good thing to be goofy.
It's a good thing to be enthusiastic.
Amen.
Yes, and he has that through and through. Even though I felt for him at times, right? Because once he goes to school, we can see him so excited about his family, and then he's excited about school.
Yeah.
He's excited. He's found a seat.
Wants to learn.
This is the perfect seat.
Right, that's because the glare. You
and the thing, he's figured it out.
Man was like, yeah, I need you to still get up.
Yeah.
I would never.
The girl would never.
I would be like, yeah, you know, it ain't looking good, bruh. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I came in early to get this seat, and this is where I'm going to be.
This is where I'm going to be. So good luck with that.
So I loved how he still, I felt like, despite being boxed out, I felt like he was really boxed out. It wasn't really a school of inclusion. The class wasn't really inclusive.
At
you
all.
know, I felt like he was really boxed out, but he still remained positive. He just had
For
that
the most
upbeat,
part, yeah.
optimistic for the most part. You know,
I love when he went home and found the tape in the mailbox, remember? And he looks up at his, I guess it's his neighbor at the top floor. He's like, I hope you got good news too. Look what I got. It's like, okay, great.
Great. Yeah, because he's just met with enthusiastic people through the whole time, even when he goes to his class. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the class.
Yeah. That was
what did you think
watch,
about
honestly.
what did you think about the other students and how he was received in the class and the teacher?
Well, the teacher really rubbed me the wrong way. I did not expect the outcome at the end to be what it was.
Yeah.
Based on the teacher's like just
That's
general aesthetic. You know what I mean? He just really wasn't feeling him for any reason. That man asked him to put out a cigarette. He was like, Anyway, so the lesson today, clearly that was not his favorite student.
Yeah.
He did not gravitate toward him despite the fact that he has such a great attitude. And he clearly knew what was going on in class. He raised his hand as much as possible.
Yes.
So he was engaged and he wanted to be heard and be a part of the lesson. But I didn't like the fact, well, my heart breaks for, I'm such a touchy-feely type of chick, that it did. It broke my heart to see the teacher be so abrasive and then the rest of the class just kind of look at him like, you're clearly the other. So, there's that. He just really stuck out.
Yeah, and I feel like even when he went to his class to practice English dialect, he was still kind of an outsider there too.
He kind of was, because instead of focusing on himself and his achievements, he wanted to tell everybody else what they was doing wrong. I'm like, bruh, I don't think that's what this class is about. So even in that class, the teacher seemed to kind of, you're right, single him out and be like, sweetie, this is not what we're doing here. But I will say, I was pleasantly surprised when he took his butt downtown. And I don't know, what do you think propelled him? What do you think came into his brain that was like, you know what? I'm going to be a cowboy.
Yeah, he saw that guy in class.
That's what it was.
He saw that guy in class.
And the teacher said, you're not doing much to
try and fit in. Yeah, you need to do more to fit in. Which is funny because once he goes to the store, gets his cowboy boots, the really nice guy that gives him the cowboy boots. Okay.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
What?
I'm a pessimist because I was like, they're about to be mean to him.
I don't think that's pessimistic.
And they're going to treat
Everybody
him
else was mean to
rude
him.
and they're not going to be nice. And they were just like, oh, no, this is the kind of hat you need.
Yep.
And the one guy was like, I have a pair of boots for you. Soak them in the tub.
Right.
And that whole thing. So I was like, oh, my gosh, somebody is finally meeting his cheerful optimist in the place that it needs to be. I was so excited for him in that.
Yeah, as was I.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's pessimistic of you at all. Everybody else around him has shown him basically like giving them his hands. Like, no shade, but I mean, they really were just like, we don't want you here.
Yeah.
You can't sit with us.
That was the vibe.
That was the vibe throughout. So to see him go into another environment where they clearly were taken aback that he even showed up. I mean, he is the chocolatest man with the thickest accent.
Yeah.
Clearly he's going to be, I mean, what it was, Kentucky or some... What town was that?
Oklahoma.
In the middle of America.
Yeah.
So it stands to reason, right? That this might have been one of the very few African specifically people that they'd encountered.
Right.
So it wasn't, I wish that they had been more welcoming, but it makes sense that you would think that would have been the narrative throughout.
Yeah.
Because that was the narrative to begin with.
That's
so it was a pleasant surprise when he walked in and they were just like, hey there, cowboy. They were so helpful.
Yeah, because I think he came with so much enthusiasm for the culture and that was something that they're about. They're like, oh, okay, he loves it.
When
somebody's respecting your culture, you're like, okay, I can invite you in. I want to include you. And I think it showed us at the beginning, him with his dad, and we know that his dad had passed away, but his dad taking them to watch cowboy movies when he was young. And so he just always connected with the cowboy. So I thought it was really interesting that in trying to fit in, he does the cowboy boots and the cowboy hat. He gets the class. I'm like, boy, you still don't fit in. There's one boy with a cowboy hat. But I guess he thought, I'm going to lean into what I want to do.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really special, too.
Yeah.
And I thought that interaction between him and the only other cowboy in the classroom was going to garner some different results. I thought that maybe, and here I am in my little fantasy head, like he's going to walk in and the other cowboy is going to see him and be like,
yes!
You're looking good.
Besties.
Glad to see you. Right, exactly. Let's get matching bracelets.
Okay.
And
BCS, best Cowboys forever.
Why are you looking at me? Like, have a seat. Like, why are you in my face? I mean, but come on. What did you expect? Not everybody is going to be super happy. I thought there was going to
be a little cowboy coat or something.
They did have a moment, though. Remember at the bar?
Yeah, and he did kind of soften up once he saw his boots making puddles.
Right.
When he sat down, he was like, "Oh,
they told him to do. They told him to
he
stretch them out.
up them boots."
Yeah, and then he was like, "Where get a toothpick like that? Oh, here you go. Here's a stick.
He got an extra one.
Stick right after he was like, whoa, okay." So I mean, the fact that he was obviously not welcome, I think we've established that.
Right.
And he was still able to make his way and find his own footing. It was cute.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. Were you surprised by him going to what is the place? He went to like the the guy that was I mean, I guess it was kind of like a ranch. It wasn't exactly a farm when he pulled up and the guy was like trying to wrangle the calf or whatever. And he was like, come help me. And he jumped the fence and helped him. I was like, what's happening here?
I thought
Had
that was
he
a
been to
weird
that
scene.
place before? Did he know
remember.
that guy? I was like, what is that situation about?
I still don't know.
Yeah.
That was an interesting take on it. I'm always appreciative of filmmaking, whether it's for small or big screen, where they put stuff like Easter eggs, right? They put things in there that you would not only would you not expect it, but you really don't have a clear idea of how it's supposed to help the story along or what the correlation is, just because it shakes things up and it makes sure that you're paying attention and that you're on whatever page the writer or producer, director for that matter, is on. So I kind of liked it, but I can't answer that question.
Yeah, that they kind of got thrown in there.
I think that kind of just helped to cultivate the idea of he genuinely wanted to be a part of the cowboy culture and embrace it full on. And the fact that this man asked for help and he made himself available for that, right? I thought that was just another cute little, right? Because you could just see it in his face. He was so earnest.
Yeah, and he loved that moment because I was like, is this going to be the moment? Because you can like a lot of things on TV. You know, you see something on TV, you're like, oh, that looks fun.
Right.
Like, for instance, when I was in college, I saw Venus and Serena playing tennis, and I said, I'm going to take tennis this semester. I messed around and got in tennis class like, this makes me tired. Like, I'm hitting it, but it's not coming right back to me. I'm having to jump all around. I was like, this is exhausting. It was not like TV when rubber met the road. So
But it's just like TV. You just didn't know that you had to exert that much energy.
I certainly did not.
That is
I
hilarious.
did not. I really thought I was going to be Serena
stand there
and
and be
get there
cute.
and be hitting it. I really thought I
That
was
is
going to be like
hilarious.
Marisol in episode 2. Yeah, I really did. So once he got out and was doing the wrangling and he seemed to enjoy it, I was like, oh,
he's found his calling.
he's found it. He loves it. I was so excited for him. So we're being excited by that, and that's a great moment, and he's having these great moments, but all the while, there's turmoil going on in Nigeria.
Right, exactly. And it wasn't until he sat down at the table with his friends, and they, of course, you know, in D.C. we say joning. I don't know what anybody else called, but they joned him out.
Yep.
Because he showed up and all that cowboy, and it was like, boy, who the hell you think you are?
The black howdy doody.
Right, the black howdy doody was perfect. And he played it to the hilt, right? Took the chair, turned it around, sat down like a cowboy would. I love that he embodied it. But you're absolutely right. The dichotomy of that was really sad.
So that was tough when we find out that, you know, there's really a lot of turmoil going on back home. And, you know, he hasn't talked to his family in a while. And we go through that space of time where he's trying to get in contact with them and he's not able to. And then he finally talks to them. And basically they say, and he's like, do I need to come home?
Right.
And they say, no. Like, you need to stay where you are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And figure it out there because the chances of you succeeding there are far greater than if you were to come back here. You're going to bring, you know, whatever you've been able to earn. And, you know, we'd be grateful for it, but it's not going to turn anything around. It's not going to change anything. Yeah. And at least there you have a chance of changing who you are, you know, to some degree.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was super touching and super sad.
Yeah.
Just the fact that he was so, I think, you know what I think appeals to us the most is the naivete, right? Like, he's just so, he goes into everything with, as we said, very earnest, very excited, very, new adventure. I've shown up. I'm here now.
The
Like,
job
let's
interview. I have the highest grade in the class.
Exactly.
I'm the smartest person here. I should obviously be your TA. Plus, I
Clearly.
need it because I'm poor.
Right. And I need to go home. So what's good?
So give me that job.
And how dope is it that the teacher was still not only willing to see him, because he definitely didn't seem like he was going to give him a shot. So I love that he brought him in, and I also love that he did not allow him to just bow out, right? Like, once he said, EKG said, you know, I'm cool. I don't even want the job no more because of this, that, and the third, and my country's going through that. I think his intellect really helped sell it, right? Like, once he explained, you think you know, but you have no idea. This is my country. I'm not on the outside looking in as if I don't know the interworkings of how that whole, you know, I'm about to call it gas trade. I'm sorry, oil trade came about. So because he was insightful about it, because he could articulate what was going on, and the teacher didn't even know the funky breakdown. I mean, why would he? Right? Then I think there was a greater appreciation for where he was coming from. And he was just like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and hook you up.
I'm going to do everything you just told me.
Exactly.
Which I was 100% against.
Against 5 minutes ago.
But now you have convinced me because you're a genius, you know?
Yeah, and the tables have turned. You came in here, you dropping knowledge that I was unaware of. Clearly, if you're able to bring this to the table, then you got some more tricks up your sleeve. And I want to know what's the goods. What's the goods?
Yeah, I was excited about that.
I know.
I was like, yes, get it.
And he was able to encourage his own students once he finally got his own class. Yes. I noticed that. And it was a cowboy, right? He had to like make the correlation there.
Yes.
I thought it came full circle.
Yeah, I was like, I think he's going to be, people consider him to be pushy and overbearing is what, the professor said. And he was aggressive. But I thought, you know what? As a professor, you do need to push students, and he's such an optimist. He's gonna see the goodness in every student, and he's gonna be great at encouraging people. So I wasn't surprised to find out that he became a professor and a good professor at that. Yeah,
nor was I.
Yeah.
I didn't think that he would necessarily go into economics. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah,
that's what he chose to pursue, and I kind of sort of wanted there to be more of a storyline in reference to his cowboyism. Is that a word? I would have liked to have seen him, besides just sitting on top of the man-made fence. Talking to his family and having them again.
That
be
was
there
really
with, that
sweet,
was sweet.
making that final tape or making a tape for them.
Yeah, exactly. I appreciated that as well. I just would have liked to see one more scene. I mean, obviously it was based on true stories, but maybe they could have fictionalized one scene, where he was out there actually riding that horse free in the wind, embracing the culture.
He gets his motorcycle. He saves up his money and gets the motorcycle.
He does.
I was kind of surprised by that, though. I was like, don't they need that money at home?
Yeah. But he had to get around, and it probably reminded him of his dad.
Yeah.
And he took care of home first. He probably sent money. Yeah.
He did. Okay.
He was there.
I feel better. You're probably right. Because I
was like, believe the good stuff.
I was like, you can't be spending your money on you already have a car. You can't be spending your money on
He has a car, too. He did not have a car.
I thought he had that big, long, brown car.
We're terrible. Big, long, brown car. We don't know if it's Cadillac.
It's so technical.
El Monto. I don't know.
That's what I do when I go to buy a car. I want the red one. The other red one.
With the 4 doors, not the
mess.
2. The shiny red. I like it.
A whole mess.
So real. But I did like the fact he was paying homage to his dad.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's
so
true.
I
didn't think about that. That's true. That was homage to his dad. So essentially, I felt like one of my favorite parts of the whole episode was when he went to class.
Yeah.
And they did The Thing About America Is. And all the immigrants got
up.
Awesome. Hilarious.
And the Irishman, he got better, didn't he?
Got better with
yes,
his
I
accent.
could finally understand. I said, what in the hell that boy saying? And at the end, it all made sense.
It all came back together.
It all came back, right. And the whisper finally spoke.
And she finally spoke up a little bit, and we got it. But they're making some good points about America that I hadn't thought about before.
Exactly.
Like, he was like, the thing about America is... And we saw in the beginning that he didn't like the hamburger.
Right.
The concept of the ham. Why does it have cheese on it? And then, like, why do you put cheese on it? And chili cheese. And then you
bacon.
Put bacon on top of that.
Piece of bread. And then more chili. And
he's like, you want a pig on top of the cow? It was hilarious. And until that moment, I hadn't thought, like, how ridiculous that probably is to other cultures. I was just like, oh my gosh, that is true. We totally do that.
We totally do. And I think we're probably the only culture that is big on piling things.
Yes.
Because we're gluttons.
That's
we want
true.
the most. We want the biggest. We want double, triple size meat.
That's true.
The fact that we make sandwiches that literally have like 3 and 4 layers. Are you kidding me? Other countries, they keep it real simple. This is rice. This is beans. This is meat. Smush them together. Eat them apart. Whatever you want to do. But nobody is like creating.
Animals on top of animals, girl.
Right.
I was like, oh, wow. I feel attacked. But I feel like you're right. So
Absolutely.
anyway, needless to say.
What were the other 2 things that they said? The thing about America.
Only in America do you see a price for something, but that's not the real price.
Exactly, because of taxes.
And I was like, oh my gosh, that's a great point.
Never would have thought of that.
Never thought of that.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
I mean, when we grow up, and this is all we know, so I don't think that we would think differently.
But when you think about it, you're like, it is ridiculous.
It kind of is.
Yeah. So it's obvious that we enjoyed it.
Yes.
We love this episode.
I did enjoy it very much.
So where can our super fans find you?
My name is Kittie Kaboom. Find me on IG at KITTIEKABOOM.
Awesome. And I'm Kay. You can find me at Host K on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time on Little America.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.